Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Alright, y'all. It is Friday. We made it through another work week, and y'all know we have to do our check-in. Let's see what's going on. How y'all doing? Okay, did y'all miss me the last couple of days? Forgive me, okay? I got all kind of caught up and just all busy with different things, but I didn't forget about y'all, okay? I did not forget, because you still getting them videos, all right? You just probably you're going to get them all today. I think you want to get them all today, like for real, because, we know we won't really do all of that on the weekend, but y'all still check y'all community tab, because y'all know we be dropping them scriptures like on the weekend sometimes and stuff. So yeah, as y'all can tell, we are back for our weekly recap review of County Rescue Season 2, Episode 3. And it's like, wow, this it's just going by too fast, y'all. Okay, I'm starting to feel like Season 1, like seriously, every time it's like, oh wow, I gotta wait another week. And then it's like, it's just going by too fast. I'm starting to feel like, oh no, are we gonna be coming to an end soon? I know we ain't really there yet like that, okay? It's only the 3rd episode, but I'm feeling like I'm gonna miss them already if they go away. I know y'all like Beloved ain't that serious, but it is that serious, okay? It is, all right? I'm a County Rescue girl. It's serious. But yes, okay, y'all know I have to tell y'all my overall feel of the episode. My overall feel here is, I felt a little, I don't know, it gave that feel, like that farewell feel. And I know that sounds crazy because it's only episode 3. We, I'm assuming, are nowhere near the end of season 2, but yet I felt that. And let me tell y'all why, okay? Y'all understand why if y'all watch it. And if you have not watched it, okay, this is your chance to get on out of here. I'm giving you a chance to get the moving, all right, and come back. Come back now, all right? Come back after you watch it, okay, so you can talk about it with me, all right? Don't leave me hanging. But, yeah, go ahead and do your thing. Okay, yeah, I got you, girl. I got you, all right? I got you. All right, for those of y'all who have watched it, y'all know we got a lot to talk about here, but yeah, my overall feel was that farewell goodbye feel, and I don't, these my people, this my family. But yes, the episode opens up with Dani looking at this beautiful painting, beautiful, of this angel or whatever. I'm sure that has some level of significance, although I don't know exactly what. And if I did, ain't like I'm gonna tell y'all, okay? Because I'm keeping my business, all right? Give y'all room to go ahead and make y'all draw your own conclusion. But I don't know exactly. I feel like it has some significance, okay? It just does. I know I read into all of these different things because this is my show, all right? And I know they be trying to tell me stuff on the slide, like, that y'all don't be knowing about. But they be trying to tell me stuff. So anyways, yeah, she's standing there looking at this painting, and we are in Marco's gallery. Y'all know last episode Marcos was getting his thing together. He really stepped out on faith, got him a little spot set up. We had the inspector come last episode, and Liz was supposed to hold it down and all of that. And like I told y'all, that was probably my first review, really harping on Liz, like really giving her intro, let her hold her own self down and do her thing by talking about her, because she was the only character that I really didn't touch on like that in season 1 and even starting in season 2. But here she, like I said, she's really coming forth, and it's making me look your way, Liz, like what is going on, okay? Don't tell me that you about to get all in this drama and stuff like all these other characters, all right? Like I told y'all last review, that she was the one that is more like nonchalant. I don't want to say nonchalant like that, because that almost sounds like it just sounds some kind of way. Like, it's just sound comes some kind of way. So I don't really want to say nonchalant. But like I said, she's very emotional, intelligent. Like, you don't really see too many things like move her like the other characters. And like I said, we need some of that, okay? In your friend circle, you need some of that. Somebody who can just be grounded, that foundation, that rock for you when you all over the place like the rest of us, okay? But yeah, so Marco's got his he got his spot last episode, and we had the inspector come through and all of that. And so here we are now. And Marcos got his spot all set up. He got all his artwork all over the wall and stuff. I'm like, goodness, Marcos, I didn't even know you had all of that going on. You that talented. You just really out there. And it made me so proud of him. Like I said, that is like little bro here. And so he pull up on Dani because he see Dani checking out his painting of this angel, right? And he's just like, okay, like, I love that, giving attention to all the people who rolling through his gallery, making them feel, like you really care exactly about what they're thinking, their thoughts. Like you really, because a painting can tell us a lot of things. It can take us on a whole journey, and it's a whole nother form of storytelling. And so I love that him being an artist, like taking time, even though he know Dani and he works with Dani, but giving her like really going there with her wherever she want to go, because they know what the painting means, signifies and all of that, but it could be something totally different to the viewer. Like oh goodness, her name slipped my mind. That bad. Like Dani, like he don't know where her mind is and all these different things, and what is she seeing as she's looking at this painting. So that was really, really cool that he pulled up on her like that. And Dani was like, angel, like it just surprised her. Like she didn't even know. She even said to him, like, I didn't even know that you believe in this, for him to paint this. And he's like, he kind of finds it, he's still not sure in that area, which I love that, because like I said, this show has so many different characters, so many different layers to these characters. They so deep, right? And I love, like, you have Dani, who is more on that faith journey. She knows God, she believes God, and she has her own different thing going. And you have other characters who are not as close to God, or maybe not even sure that he exists like that. And Marcos is giving me that he's not necessarily sure. It's something that he's willing to explore, but yeah, he's still in that phase of I really don't know. But he does love the idea of someone watching over us, and I just love that he said that, because it just sounds so sweet. And I love the idea that he put it in such a simple form that anyone, like any person from any background, any type of culture, whatever, would be able to relate to that statement. And it just opens up doors for the show to explore this a little bit more, and I'm loving that. And let me say this too, like I said this in my last review, that I am loving the fact of them having all these different scriptures, opening up with a different scripture. I love it. Seeing like thus far this season it's going deeper than, like I said, the first season. We are seeing conversations that are opening more up to that faith journey, that faith walk here. We are seeing God pulled in through different lenses. Like I said, Dani, who is more closer to him than someone like Marcos, who is just now really exploring that, and is not really ready to talk about it yet. And he's kind of doing that more inner thing himself. He's not really ready to put it out there. And I love that, because it just opens up the show to invite all kinds of different walks of people wherever they are on their journey. And so that is a plus, County Rescue. Y'all doing your thing. I'm loving it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so then we got that. And then Ashley pull up. Y'all know I said Ashley is like mama bear over the squad, over the County Rescue squad. So I love that she shows up for Marco. She's here. And then we got Duke, y'all. Duke pulled up. And this is where that shift starts. Well, it was a real shift for me as far as emotional here, because it was more on a lighter note before Duke got there. And then it just brings it back to the forefront, because like I said, the last season, it ended with Duke taking this leave. Apparently it's supposed to be for 6 months. I'm assuming that's what his wife, his homegirl Tiff said, okay? So I guess we are nearing that. It's coming to a conclusion. Well, conclusion. And so Duke is really ready to get back to work. And y'all know that there's the conflict there, because Dani, she wasn't brought on permanently yet. She's only had this spot because Duke wasn't there. And so we was on chill mode for the most part. And now that it's time for Duke to come back, it's like you really get to see that sort of tension there, and it's so uncomfortable because Duke is a cool dude, right? He really is. And I love the fact that he took some time out with his family, get himself together, get his life together, because he showing up was acting crazy last season. Towards the end of last season, he was getting in fights, all kind of stuff. Ooh, he took me on a journey. I had to get on him. But yeah, I love the fact that he did what he had to do. He manned up and went ahead and took the leave and all of that. So you got to give it to him. But it almost made, because you love Dani so much, you love these different characters so much, like equally, in this moments, it makes you feel almost like kind of salty towards different characters at different moments, even though you still love them at the same time. Like Dani right here, it's like every time Duke's name comes up or he make an appearance, that brings it back. Like, wow, she's still here. She's still here temporarily. I'm about to say permanently, but temporarily, it's just for a season, and she doesn't necessarily know where she stands, but she knows that Duke has more history here with County Rescue on the squad. And then she realizes in this episode, she finds out that he is really close to Chief Scotty. I mean, and you can imagine why they would be. He's been here a while. They are a family, and even though Dani is a part of the family now, but she hasn't been there as long as everyone else. She's still kind of a newbie. She hasn't like got her spot where she know this is her place. Like everybody else, they know they ain't going nowhere, and they ain't going nowhere unless they ready to go somewhere. But that's not the case with Dani. She's only here, and she knows that until Duke is ready to come back. And so she's wondering all throughout this episode, and still kind of in her own way, like she wants to say more to Chief Scotty, but at the same time, it's like, what more can you say? All right, y'all. Okay. So anyway, like I was saying about that tension or whatever it is when Dani thinks of Duke, or she sees him when he pull up or whatever, and it's the same thing on his end. When he see Dani, it is the same thing. Like you can tell, like his jaw almost, like his jaw almost get like real still for something, but it's not like noticeably, it's not like that where you'll really see. But if you really paying attention, that's how, which I know I was all looking at everything, but when you're really paying attention, it's like you see that stiffness, like it's so much need to be said but ain't being said, but yet being said between them two. Okay, and so everybody else is kind of like they're reacting the same to Duke and Dani. Like they still going on. Life is going on. I feel like Ashley probably feel, because you know she is more like I said, mama bear and all that. She probably feel a little bit of it, but of course she isn't gonna say anything. It's not her place to say anything, and it's just a little too premature to say anything. But yes, that's what you feel in those moments. Even here at this gallery. And so Tiff show up. Duke wife or whatever, and she introduced herself. She is formally being introduced for the very first time to Dani. And when Dani y'all, when I'm talking about this, my mind is literally going back to the scene. That's why I'm like, you see these outbursts of laughter, because I can literally feel and see in that moment how everything is going down. It's crazy, right? And so Tiff is like, she formally introduced herself, and when Dani says, you know, her name is Dani or whatever, and then you can see obviously that it is more like she really, like it's something new. Like Duke probably was talking about Dani at home and everything, probably seeing about this shit, probably going to my job or whatever. You think I got a job, babe? You think I got a job, babe? And all that stuff, you know, Duke is emotional and stuff, and he probably was going off at home with his wife, probably probably took his wife through the ringer. She thinking he gonna be just real cool at home and stuff, enjoying his break and all of that. And she probably had been listening to him rant off on and on about this job, and is it gonna be a place for him when he come back and all of that and everything. I could just imagine him, right? And so you see like that, almost that flicker in Tiff's eye when Dani said that she did it. She was like, oh, like, I heard a lot about you, like good stuff. Girl, good stuff. You really heard some good stuff about you really heard some good stuff about Dani. Like, seriously. I mean, I know that Duke ain't, and when I'm saying this, y'all, I know, I ain't trying to paint a picture that Duke is like, you know, salty and hating on Dani and nothing like that. It's really nothing like that. And it's really nothing personal, because Dani could have been Ashley or Andy or whoever. She could have been any one of them, and Duke would have been the same way. So it's nothing personal against Dani. It's just at the end of the day, he got to provide for his family. He a man. He got to hold it down and all of that kind of stuff. And he been away for 6 months now. And this is the only job that he's probably really ever known. What it's like I said, it's more than a job to him. This is his calling. This is his purpose. And so it's real serious. It's not like some old office job or some fast food joint or whatever, where you know, okay, if ain't no place for you when you come back, I can just go supply somewhere else. All right, it ain't that serious. It ain't nothing like that. This is someone's calling. This is what they live for. Okay, this is Duke's, like I said, his second family here. So yeah, and you can see, like I said, that flicker in Tiff's eye. She was like, she heard a lot about her, like some good things. And I was like, I was thinking, girl, yeah, you know, girl, you know what Duke is saying at home, of course. I can imagine what he was saying at home. But anyways, and even Dani, she knew what was up. She knew she was thinking exactly what I was thinking. Like, really, okay? But we gonna play the game. We gonna play the game, right? And so they smile, and then Ashley was like, okay, well, you know, you want to get something to eat? You want to get a sandwich or something? Because I know you're hungry. And Ashley's so cool about that. Ashley, girl, you know Ashley knows she good for that. She know how to like diffuse the situation. She is a peacemaker ultimately, and Ashley know what she be doing. And I love you, Ash, because you real good, and you do it in such a subtle way that nobody will be able to pick up on it. And I love that. It seems so natural and organic with Ashley when she do these things. But yeah, she take Duke off and he going off or whatever, and I'm like, okay, cool, that moment has passed. Dani could breathe a little bit. You can fool yourself a minute and feel like, okay, it ain't that, I still got my job, I'm still here, all right? Duke ain't coming back. You can fool yourself for a minute when he ain't around. But yeah, they going off and they do their thing. And then, y'all, just when you think Dani can get back to enjoying the rest of the show, the gallery and all that kind of stuff, this guy, some guy, I don't know if he's from some fire department. I think he's from the fire department or whatever. And he shows up telling Marcos that basically he got to shut it down. And Marcos is caught off guard. He's like, what in the world is going on? Because last episode, the inspector came, did his thing, and everything was supposed to play it out all right. Like, Leah's handled it all. So he just caught off guard, like it has to be a mistake. He even mentioned that it has to be a mistake. And the fire guy was like, he just going by what he see and everything, and he's gonna have to shut it down basically. And so he clear out the gallery. Marco's standing there still in shock. I can imagine the emotions going through him because this is his dream, all right? Part of his purpose. So you feel so bad for Marcos in that moment. It's also embarrassing because this is almost like your opening, and who knows how much money, number one, how much money done went into this already, but then you losing all of this business because you shutting down right now in the middle of everything. And I can just imagine the shame, the embarrassment, and a little bit of anger there, a little bit of disappointment, all kind of stuff. You just want to go and give Marcos a hug. Can I give you a hug, baby? Come on. You know? And so that's how I feel for Marcos right there in that moment. But then you see Dani look back at him because, you know, the fire guy cleared out the gallery, so she had to go too. And you could tell Dani was like, she wanted to go back and kind of comfort him or whatever, but she had to get out of there. And I was just like, oh wow, y'all, you're doing it to me, you're doing it to me, you're doing it to me. All right, okay. But anyway, and so then y'all remember like on last episode, right, that Ashley had something She put out some kind of paper in her pocket, ain't even tell us about it, and left us wondering what is going on, all right? And I told y'all I had my thoughts, but I wasn't telling y'all nothing because Ashley and Andy was keeping it to themselves, and they want to tell me, so I said, I ain't gonna tell y'all either. So we was going through all of that last review, so I feel a little bit better. I forgive y'all because y'all ain't make me wait like 2 more episodes to tell me what I needed to know. You made me wait a week, and that was a lot, okay? I'm just saying, it was a lot, right? But I'm okay with y'all now because y'all told me and everything. And I was happy for Ashley. She didn't even apply. She got this job offer to do exactly what her dad used to do. So you can imagine that connection there. Okay, some kind of flight paramedic or something like that. I don't know the proper terms for it. Y'all know, forgive me for this, all right? Give me grace, mercy, okay? But yeah, that's what she got offered, and she doesn't necessarily know what to do, where she's gonna go forth with this. The job paying now, it is paying, all right? They're gonna be paid, okay? They is. And she was like looking at her husband Andy, right, and saying like, yeah, and they just talking like, okay, we're gonna take it to the Lord in prayer, all of that, trying to play it down, right, and all of that kind of stuff. And then Andy was like, they actually said, you see how much it's paying? We never, like, we don't chase money or none of that, but you see how much it's paying? Oh goodness, right? And so Andy was like, yeah. He saw it, okay? He saw it probably the first time he saw it though, right? But I love that they, like, even though they have this whole dilemma going on, but they are praying, taking it to the Lord. And that's another thing I want to say about this episode. It was so much prayer going throughout the episode, from Dani to Andy and Ashley praying, and I just love that. Prayer just gives you like peace. It just brings on a whole nother feel, and it's open, and for the show, it just opens up this what is it, intimacy. It creates intimacy, and it really does that. Like, it connects us so deeply, even more deeply, to these characters, to see them praying and all of that, because we're in their inner thoughts, and we're in that moment. It's like they invited us into the prayer closet with God, because usually, you know, when you're praying alone in your heart, it's between you and God. Nobody really knows. They don't even know if you are praying or whatever. But when you are invited into that moment, and you're unseen, because they don't see us, right? We, you know, people say like a fly on the wall or something. If you could just be like a fly on the wall, what, you know, in certain doors, certain rooms, what would you hear, right? And it's like we get to be that as these characters are praying and going into these deep moments with the Lord, right, Jesus, and we get to be right there in that moment too. And it's affecting us as the audience, because it softens your heart, and then it's bringing prayer to the forefront for you. Like, did you pray today, girl? And all of this kind of stuff. So I just love that. I want to say that. Yeah, good job. Y'all be listening to me and stuff. I don't know, but yeah, I'm happy, okay? So I just love that especially Ashley and Andy just really going in with the Lord. And you can imagine, because this is a very big decision for them. And I love that Ashley is not, and most people too, you go for your dream job, or not even going for your dream job, because she didn't even like apply. She just been invited, and that's even better. Like, you didn't even apply, and you get this opportunity that pays really, really well, probably the most money you ever seen in your life, on top of that connection that somebody in your family did the same thing. So you know, Ashley, like, her heart is just ready to run and jump for the opportunity, but she takes a step back and pray, because she doesn't really know as of right now if this is what God wants. More importantly than what she wants to know what God wants. And I just love that. And Andy is right there as her husband, as the leader of their family. He is right there with her. And I have to say, I just love that, okay? And it just reminds us what we need to do, all right? Every opportunity ain't an opportunity. Every door that is open ain't open by the Lord, okay? And it's our job to find it out by going to Him first. And I just love that. That was a theme throughout the show, throughout this episode. And I'm just like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, right? And so then we got that going on. Okay, so y'all remember last episode with Tim had that conversation with Andy, and Andy basically put him on, all right? Like, you need to get busy about the Lord and your purpose. You don't need to be trying to see nobody, especially nobody who ain't trying to see you or can't see you right now. Dani, all right, I'm just saying. And so Tim really took that to heart, and now he's busy about him. You know, he working out, get his mind focused, taking care of his mama, all that kind of stuff. So he is really in a good place. But y'all remember last episode, Dani was hanging out with Griffin a lot, right? They doing their thing, the Epic Failure Club, all of that. Tim ain't know nothing about it. Now in this episode, oh goodness, y'all. But in this episode, and I told y'all last review, if Tim knew what Dani was doing, he would have a fit, okay? Who knows how far he would go. His little heart, I don't know if it could take it, right? And so this episode, Andy basically y'all know Andy a prankster. Andy good at games, all that kind of stuff. So he showed, oh goodness, right? He showed them this picture of Dani and Griffin playing, like on last episode, you know, they play a game of darts or whatever, and Tim is sitting right there, and a look on his face, y'all, he probably thought last episode, okay, he got it together, he ain't sweating Dani like that, he gonna do his thing like Andy told him. He probably really was convincing himself that it ain't that serious, okay, like he's really getting over her, he's doing his thing. But in that moment, his heart told him something else. Boy, you still hooked on Dani. And it was just like, wow, the look on his face, y'all. I felt his pain. And Dani, once again, still has no clue. And even here in this moment, as much as, but then Andy ain't like really like on it like Ashley, because Ashley in that moment would have been Mama Bear. She probably would have caught it like, what are you doing? Don't show that picture or whatever. But Andy ain't really thinking nothing about that. He's a guy, you know, he just cutting up right in the moment. He ain't really thinking nothing about that, and none of them ain't thinking nothing about Tim. The look on his face. And so it was just so, I just felt him right. But I love that he kept this cool, even though we all knew what he was thinking, because that look on his face, you couldn't miss it. You couldn't miss it if you wanted to, right? And so that was what was going on. Okay, so Andy and Dani playing games and different things, because, you know, they trying to keep their mind off the decision that Andy got to keep off the decision of what him and Ashley got going on. And let me say this, because this is a very quick scene. They get up in the morning, Chief's still ignoring me, y'all. I told y'all last episode, right, that he wasn't paying me no mind. This episode, he still let me know. My last review, he ain't paying me no mind. Y'all, he ain't paying me no mind. I don't care, cuz you still my guy. I'm still here, right? And I can tell because they still got that Reilly coffee maker. Because Ashley and Andy get up thinking they about to try to get something good. And Andy's like, you know what? I'm gonna try to fix this thing. I'm gonna try to figure this out, right? He couldn't do nothing about that thing. Ashley's like, let it go. It's a done deal. They just basically got to get a new thing. They got to get a new coffee maker or whatever. They got to go get their little sales, the Starbucks or whatever, because this ain't working. And I'm adding this in here real quick because it's just to let y'all know that y'all see how I be talking about Chi, getting him his props and stuff, apologizing to him when I be going off and stuff sometimes, because I'm supposed to be ladylike, okay? Ladylike. I ain't supposed to be all loud and stuff like that, but I still get loud, right? And still be laughing at everything, but then I gotta calm it down and apologize to Chief, because Chief, he's still my guy, right? So I said, well, I still gotta do that, right? So in this episode, right, moving on from the coffee maker, I still forget him. I'm still putting my faith in him, but still, at the same time, I get why he didn't really think about that coffee maker, because he got this major dilemma going on, and it cuts to a scene where Andy go in his office, right? And he see Chief looking like frustrated, like he is really going through it, like what is going on? And when they cut to the scene, I see him like that. I'm like, what is happening with Chief? What is happening with my Chief now? Okay, who done did something? So I can check on real quick. Who done did something? Okay, and so Chief revealed that he showed him this. He showed him this picture of Dani. Y'all remember that little cartoon picture that Marcos drew up Dani last episode, right? I think it was Marcos. was it Marcos? It was somebody. I think it had to be Marcos or whatever. Drew that picture when he had to make that decision between if it was gonna be Griffin, Tim, or Dani who actually get the job. And so he's obviously still kept this picture, and now he's like facing this major dilemma. He has no idea what to do. And that is not like Chief, because Chief is so stable. He always know what to do. He always know, or at least he make a scene like he knew what to do and get into action or whatever he got to do. But this is really getting to him, y'all. And Andy is like, okay, let me put in this order for Ashley, they coffees and stuff. And then he's all Chief. It's like, I'm all yours, Chief. They gonna get through this. And Chief pull out his pad or whatever and everything like that. I'm just like, Chief, okay. Like, I'm feeling for him. All that time I was getting mad at you by that coffee maker telling you need to do something about that coffee maker, and how you ignored me last episode and all this kind of stuff. You see me getting emotional right now because you weren't listening to me. But I forgive you, still my guy, still my guy. Okay. So I forgive you, right? He's just really going through it. So we leave that, and we just gotta leave him with the Lord right now. We just gonna do that. Give him some space, because he gotta make a very important decision. Is it gonna be Duke or Dani? Which one is gonna be? And that is so difficult, I understand. So I'm gonna let him be. Okay, I'm gonna let him be. I'll see you later, honey. I'll see you later. Sugar pop, okay? But yeah, and so then we move on, right? And so they have this emergency, okay? And let me tell you, let me tell you, okay? So when this emergency go down, and it's not even really an emergency when they get there like that. Well, it wasn't that serious, because the person, some girl, right? And she's just like, she's sorry, basically. They kind of waste their time because over a simple headache. That's basically what really went down. She had some kind of headache, migraine, whatever. And Tim checking her out, doing her thing, doing his thing. And Liz is like, okay, she'll meet him back in ambulance, right? And you can see the look on Tim's face. Like, Tim is obviously attracted to this girl. And I'm just like, okay, now that's one way to get over somebody for most people. I ain't saying you try to stay at home, right? But for a lot of people, how they get over one person is get with someone else, okay? And so he is obviously attracted to this girl who looks totally different than Dani. She has dark hair, darker eyes, everything. She looks more like she is compatible. Well, she looked more like she looks kind of good with him, because y'all know Tim got dark hair and stuff too. And so I see how he looking, and he was like telling her, well, we're not supposed to really get personal on the job, but you know you're supposed to get personal on the job. Then what you about to tell her? That should have been, that's a reminder to let you know to back up, right, Tim? But nah, you gonna tell her your little stuff, a little bit, something like how you got in common with her and all of that. Tim. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, like, yes, I felt some kind of way. I'm happy for you because, yeah, Dani ain't really in that place for you right now and all of that. I get it. But at the same time, that don't mean I want to see you with nobody. That don't mean I want to see you even acting like you like somebody else other than Dani. Okay, I'm just saying now. But yeah, I seen that look you gave her and all of that. I'm like, okay, what is going on now? What's going on, Tim? But yeah, I was like, look at him, little hot cell. Stop, okay? That's not. So he go back to the ambulance, right? And Liz was like, what took you so long? Liz knew what was up. She knew what was up. And Tim was like, I'm trying to make sure everything all right or whatever. And Liz kind of joked with him a little bit, like how I'm joking with him now. Like how I'm joking with him a little now. She knew what was up. Like he knew. But anyways, moving on. I'm gonna leave it alone because they ain't like, I ain't seen it really go nowhere. It was just a moment of somebody else that you saw other than Dani. And yes, I'm watching you, Tim. I am watching you, right? And so they had like 3 emergencies this episode, right? And their next emergency was with, who it was? Oh yeah, it was with Griffin. Griffin had called him down. He's still at the country club, y'all. And I'm like, okay, Griff, how long you gonna be there? I don't know how long you gonna be there. How long you go? I don't know. Maybe he's starting to get into it. But he called him up because it was some guy. He got some report. He was sent out to the parking lot because some guy, older guy, they were saying somebody about to break into somebody's cars or whatever. And then you see he get up there. And it's some older guy who looks kind of like lost. He don't look like he breaking nobody's car, but he looked like he don't know where he going either. And so he called them down there. Okay, called County Rescue down there. County Rescue coming there, check out the guy. And I love how they did it in a way that it was so appropriate, so didn't take away from the older guy being a man and stuff. And I love how they did that. They were real smooth and really caring and stuff about it. But they ended up calling his daughter down. And we find out that guy got some kind of dementia or whatever, and that was very, very sad. And, you know, that kind of, like I said, it really touched my heart and stuff. It was so sad to see those early stages and stuff, and you just felt for the daughter and different things like that. And it was just that scene, it really touched you, because with so many different people who go through these kind of things and with life and stuff, it just lets you know how precious life is, and you just never know, you know, especially, it's just really a lot. But we ain't finna get into all of that, because y'all know I try to keep it light and fluffy here. And so moving on from them, the third the third emergency was somebody had got hit by a car and stuff. And that was pretty much real quick. They were in and out with that. It was nothing like personal, like no intimate kind of exchange there. It was just something that happened and they took care of it. And we are back on the move, right? So y'all do show up, okay? Like I told y'all in the beginning, I told y'all, like, dude really wondering if he has a place here when he come back. He was sure at one point, but now he not so sure, and he don't want to be forgotten, right? So he pull up on Chief Scotty with something that he done made, and was like, wow, dude, you doing all that? You got way too much time on your hand, honey. And he even said that, because he even said, like, Tiff was like, he can't touch nothing else. He done fix everything that he gonna fix in that house, okay? Now he done moved on to sanding, woodworking, and all of that. That's how much he is bored out of his mind. And she try to brush it off like, and she, you know I know your language, honey. You know I know you. Okay, trying to brush it off, talking about some, I thought you would be busy with the girls or whatever. He was like, yeah, but the girls are going back to school now, so now basically the house is quiet. He really just got too much time on his hands, and he needs something to do. And he's just like, he kind of put it out there, letting Chief know he's ready to come back. And where do I stand with that? But Chief wasn't letting him on. He stayed with a straight, nonchalant kind of face, but at the same time, you could tell it was on his heart as well, because like I said, he's dealing with that dilemma. Shit, is it gonna be Dani? Is it gonna be Duke or whatever? But I just hope they get some more money in that in their department or whatever, so they can just get both of them. But I don't know what they're gonna do. I really don't know what they're gonna do, and I don't really want to lose Ashley. I'm finna say that right now, even though I know she really want this other job, but I don't really want her to lead them, okay? Because she leaving them, she leaving me, all that stuff. I'm just okay, bring it back, beloved, bring it back, okay? You're getting way ahead of yourself. This would stop getting you all in another episode in the next week or whatever. We don't know what's going on next week, girl. Just stay in the day. See, I gotta do that. I gotta bring it back. But yeah, and so moving on, Dani now. Well, I kind of don't really want to say nothing about Griffin. No, I said enough about Griffin. Griffin is just, let me just say this, okay? Y'all know I get on Griffin. He's a little bit too charming for his own good, and you just never know with him, and like you can't trust him and all that kind of stuff. And y'all know I just like to do that, because I just like to do that. But now in this episode, he didn't really give me none of that. He was just like kind of save the day Griffin. And yes, y'all may say below, what you want? Do you want him to be all trifling or whatever? Do you want him to save the day and be good hearted and all of that? Girl, I just need to be like this with him, okay? Whatever that's gonna be, I just need to be like that. I need to roll my neck and everything, get all kind of ways with him, all right? But in this episode, he was just good and all that, saying, like I said, save the day. And so I ain't really got nothing to say about him, but I'm still watching him. But yo, I ain't really got nothing to say about him like that. And it's just like, I don't really know what to do with that, because that's just kind of throwing me off guard and stuff. But anyways, moving on to Dani. Dani dad is back home. Yes, he is totally out of the woods right now, because he was released from the hospital, and he is back home. And guess who is helping him get settled back home? Not only Dani, her mom, brother, but Dani's ex-fiancé Hunter appears back. Y'all know how I feel about him, because at the end of the day, I just want Dani to be who I want her to be with. And yes, y'all may say, well, beloved, she could be with whoever she want to be with. She ain't got to be with who you want her to be with. Well, I don't care, okay? I'm still gonna say who I want. I still want her to be with who I want her to be with, okay? I'm just saying. But yo, Hunter is there and doing his thing, because y'all know he's working at ER, so he's very hospital. Make sure Dani's dad all right and all that. And so then they move out to the street, y'all, and I just love that scene. I just want to say that. Just the scenery is dark outside. it's quiet, it's no cars passing by and everything, and then they sitting on the sidewalk like 2 kids. All they need is some Tootsie Rolls, some Sour Patch Kids, or something like that, okay? That's all they really need. And but yeah, anyways, they have all that. And so they have a serious moment, and Dani is basically letting him know, which through a lot of pain, through a lot of hurt, heartbreak, and everything, what she really came to the conclusion of is that he is not the guy for her. And it took her all of that pain, and forgive me, y'all, it took her all that pain, everything to go through for her to come to this conclusion. And it was just so unsettling, this scene right here. But you know, it had to be said, and you could tell it was very hard for her, because part of her wants to rekindle what they had and take another shot at it, because they are in different places right now in their lives. They have so much history together. And maybe it could work. And y'all know how it is being girls. Like, you think maybe, just maybe, because you want to hold on to this hope and stuff. Even though you know God is telling you something else. You know that. You know that voice is there. But your reality is saying, but hey, it could be. Hey, just maybe, because Dani is getting a little older. Who knows her plans? Who she may want to get married. She may want to have a family one day. She may want to all of these kind of things. And here it is. Like, it almost seemed like the enemy just dangling that little fruit right there before you. It's right here. All you got to do is come on over. And I love that Dani is holding it down. She was like telling him, but like, she just knows. And Hunter, she was like, no matter how much good he does, like, he's done amazing things for her, with helping her with her dad and all of this kind of stuff. He is like family. Her family thinks of him like family. All that, everything, all the cards are in line. They're on deck, right? And she still is like, but she knows within herself, it looked good, but it ain't good for her. At least that's what God is telling her. And Hunter is like, Dani, I just can't be your friend. I love you too much. Yeah, you love me. You love me too much. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that moment was so special. And I can imagine Dani, her heart probably jumped a little bit, okay? We just saying. But she had to stay calm and stay cool. And he walked off, y'all. And it was like, girl, ooh, that's hard, right? And that's pretty much how it ended. And I was like, oh, y'all, County Risk, y'all know y'all be taking me on a journey with these characters. But yeah, I want to thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. And before I leave, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the scripture, because y'all know I'll probably be going on and on, probably telling y'all some more stuff. But yeah, we're gonna be coming out of Joshua chapter 1 verse 7. Aries. Yeah, only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, please remember to leave y'all thoughts, your prayers, your overall take in the comment section below, because y'all know I read them. I love hearing from y'all. And yes, this is what this is about, okay? Part of that is y'all doing this for y'all, so y'all can have some nice, clean, fun content to really have a blast with your family, friends, and loved ones. So until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.